Good morning, Skidaway. One of the things I love about kids is that you can see every emotion in their being. They are not stoic little individuals. Whatever emotion fills them, you can read quite plainly on their faces. And when they're excited and they're super excited, they vibrate with it. And looking back on my life as a child, that's exactly the way I was for every birthday party I was ever invited to, but most especially my own. See, I was born in early May and I loved pool parties, and sometimes the weather was sweltering heat and it was perfect. But sometimes, just like a couple of weeks ago, you woke up and it was 45 degrees, and my mother would warn me every year, Hannah, it may not be warm enough for a pool party. But I didn't care. I had a list of things that I wanted at my party. I wanted a cake, I wanted the pool, and I wanted watermelon. That was the top needs in order for me to have a successful birthday party. And then on top of that, I wanted to invite everyone I knew. I would sit there and write down names of every single person I could come up with, and my mother would make me revise it and edit it a good, 3-4 times just to get it down to a party that was manageable in size. I wanted to invite everyone, but my mother said, Hannah, you just can't. Well, when we look at Pentecost, what we are celebrating is the birth of a church, a birth of a community of believers who would come together for one purpose, and that is to share that gospel news. Now, that gospel doesn't look anything like they had imagined. They had envisioned a conquering king, yet Christ died. And when he arose, he didn't stay, he left. But before he left, he made a promise that a helper would come and he would indwell us and give us the power that we needed in order to go forth into the world and to fulfill that great commission, to baptize people in his name, to teach them the gospel truth, and to fulfill that last command, that new command that he gave unto us, to love one another. In a world where not everyone spoke the same language, he broke down that barrier as a spiritual of gifts. In a world who denied the power of resurrection, he gave such power to heal, to cast out demons, to fulfill those expectations of those who were empowered by God. But most importantly, he made it so that everyone was invited to the party. And it came as quite a shock. They went to the Samaritans, who had this very syncretist type belief. They had combined believing in the Hebrew God with all of the pagan rituals and pagan gods as well. They combined them and celebrated both, and that was one of the main reasons they were shunned from the Jewish community. And when the Spirit fell down on the Samaritans, they were shocked, but at least these people were chosen by God. But when it came to the Gentiles, Peter was once again overwhelmed by the truth that Christ came for everyone. And it was marked once again by the indwelling of the Spirit. Pentecost came to the Jews first, and it went as Christ had commanded, from Jerusalem to Judea to Samaria to the ends of the world. And it is something worth celebrating because it came to you and I, and we have the power of the Spirit. We have that indwelling of the Spirit to take it to the rest of the world. So my prayer for us today as a church is that we invite everyone we know to the party. Have a great day, Skidaway.